Are you the type that likes everything custom, just right, just so? Maybe you like doing it the hard way. Well, now we have the Crawlmaster Mini V3 kits, a solderable ESC to make it exactly like you want it. So these are going to be already live on the website. They have, you know, the photos and the pricing and all the things that the website has. But here is what is included in the kit. We have this little note here that tells you that it really doesn't need to be programmed. We have our wiring, the heat shrink, and of course, some stickers, and the ESC itself. So this is the same as the V3, but just not assembled. It already has our capacitor installed on there. These are good for 2 to 4S LiPo. Essentially the same specs as the V3 that is assembled. However, since there's no heatsink on here and of course no wires installed, it won't be able to handle quite as many amps continuously because of heat shedding. However, your burst amps are going to be the same. As you can see, silkscreen on them, Crawlmaster Mini V3. We did include the RX wire pre-installed because we know that's the hardest part. It's very small solder pads. It is the hardest part. Now, these do have a little bit of strain relief on there just in case, and we also had these conformally coated, except for the solder pads. So they will be water resistant. However, if you really want to dunk them, since the conformal coating has to be added after the soldering for at least the pads, I would recommend you get some of the Calformal, which is the same conformal that we use in-house for all of our production. So pick up some Calformal if you want to really make it watertight, but otherwise these are at least coated enough for water resistance. I just wouldn't recommend getting them wet like they are. So there you go, there's the bare board. You're going to solder your 3 wires on there. You're going to solder your 2 power on that side. There you go, easy peasy. It has the programmer already included. Just take that programmer off when you plug it into your radio, of course. And then we have the wires right here. We got 3 of our motor wires. That's the standard length that comes with the normal guy. We have the battery wire here that has the integrated JST, so you don't have to try to solder 2 wires onto each pad. Did that for y'all just so it would be a little bit easier. And of course we have the heat shrink included as well. Oh, y'all hear Bernie back there? Bernie's he's worked up on something. All right, there we go. So that's it. This is for people who like to solder and maybe want to have something that is exact for their rig. It also is much lighter. It does not have the heatsink included on there too. And for most people, you don't even need that heatsink. So this is for basically competitive drivers when it boils down to it. Unfortunately, the price ended up being the same as the ready-to-run version because we just didn't have enough volume to get a price break on an unassembled version. It's, you know, the parts are all the same, and the assembly evidently doesn't take long enough for it to matter. So yeah, yep, I was slightly bummed about that, same as y'all are, I am sure. But yeah, we just don't have the volume on these kits to get a break. And at the end of the day, there's just really not many people that want to solder their own ESC anymore. But I know y'all are out there, so that's why we did this. But on the whole, I know that most people would just be fine with the ready to run. Yep. Oh, make sure we put our instructions. Let's read these instructions. ESC doesn't require programming. However, additional programming may be accessed at the bottom of our web page. And it's got a link. Can I click it? Nice funny story. When my child was a baby, you know, 2 years old, 3 years old, something like that, he had a magazine in front of him. And he tried clicking on this magazine, and he actually he wanted to zoom in on a picture, and he went like this a few times and was like, like why is this iPad sort of device not zooming? Which I wonder if in our lifetime we're going to see actual paper, which is just like a LED screen or something like that, to where you could actually zoom in on what looks to be a photo, like those you know, one of those Kindle readers. They have the certain like paper screens or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens within our lifetime. Just an aside there. Yeah, click the link to get your instructions for programming. All right, if you do have any questions, leave them down below. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.